How do you build a house with a music studio that's a hidden gem in Del Sol Valley in The Sims 4? Well, sit back and let me show you. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. You're watching Just a Mom That Sims. I'm KT, and I'm here today for another Sims 4 speed build. This is for my Sims 4 90-day fiance Sims 4 edition story. So if you like to have fun and you like a good story, please consider liking, subscribing, following, commenting. Just do all the things. Let me give my normal disclaimer. I do not edit my voiceovers when I do speed builds, cast creations, or renovations. So please forgive my stumbling, bumbling, and my slow Southern United States drawl. So I am building a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house. It will have a big room at the front of the house, which I am adding on right now. There will be a music studio. Yes, I did go ahead and get the music den kit, and I love it. So I am excited to use those objects in the music studio part. This is part of my 90 Day Fiance series. So you can see Samuel and Ellis, who will be numbers 2 and 3 stars of the series. You already met Nara New Monday, who has albinism and owns a restaurant. So today we're going to talk about some things, and I'm going to give you some spoilers a little bit. So we've got Ellis and Samuel. They live in this house together. Nara thinks that Ellis owns this house, but he doesn't. Samuel actually owns this house. She has been to see him a couple of times. So where we are, sometimes we're at a couple that hasn't met yet, or they've met and they've not met in person, but they have met several times. He is thinking about proposing now, where they would then hit that 90-day process. But yeah, this is not like a brand new couple. She's been to visit him. He's definitely been to visit her, but she's only been here twice because he seems to be really busy. Ellis is, and so it's time she probably would get away and come, and he'll say, no, like I'll get there to see you when I can. But he doesn't come as much as he should, especially with her offering to come see him in Del Sol Valley. It seems like it's hard for him to get to Tumarang. But let's talk about why Nara thinks this is Ellis's house. That's what Ellis has told her. He is an actor here. He is portraying himself to be more famous than he is. Now, Nara isn't crazy. She has absolutely seen him in some commercials. She's seen Ellis as like an extra or a background actor, but she hasn't seen him in things that he says he's working on. And he'll come up with an excuse like, oh, post-production has been tough. They're working on it. They're kind of scrapping some things. Even a movie that came out, he was like, oh, they wrote some of my scenes out because they at the last minute found somebody they like better. It was crazy. And it's not stuff that can't happen, but stuff that usually doesn't if you're running a production on a budget, which you usually are. So anyway, that's why, when she's come, she has thought that. Now Ellis is always kind of out there and bam in your face, while Sam is more quiet and reserved. And when she's been there, she's only seen him a couple of times, and he's always in the studio. And the thing is, Samuel is gonna mind his business as long as you're not trying to sleep in his master bedroom or something. The other bedroom is big. If she believes that's his, like, he's not gonna let him do something cruel, but he's also not trying to get in the middle of it. But he also doesn't fully realize that Ellis is portraying the house as his. And keep in mind that when Samuel and Nara see each other, it is in passing. It's like, hey, how are you? So where are you from? Small talk, nothing big. So she has in passing mentioned like, oh, this is a nice house, and he'll say, oh, thank you, but nothing to really 100% give it away. So let's talk about Ellis a little bit more. Yeah, he's an actor, but he is pretty low up the ranking. He is lucky if he can get a real big brand commercial, like that bubble gum that everybody knows about or something. Yeah, he'll get some offbeat commercials for products you've never heard of, but that's kind of where he is on the ladder. He has been an extra and gotten to be in the background of some big movies. He even had 2 lines once in a blockbuster hit, but it wasn't enough to take his career off. Now let's talk talk about Samuel Strong because I want to talk about how him and Ellis met. So Samuel found out at a young age that he had an affinity for music. He was realizing early on, like, gosh, I can pretty much play anything you put in front of me. So even in this house, he's put his favorite instruments. He loves the guitar. The piano would be his top instrument, but he's also really good at violin. Not fantastic, but good. And so that's what he focused on over time. He decided I could probably write my own songs because he realized that he was kind of a wordsmith. He could put the things together and make it sound good, and he could certainly write the music. So, living in Tomarine, he grew up in Tomarine. That's the catch. At some point, he moved to Del Sol Valley to follow a mentor that he had met in Tomarine. This mentor taught him music mixing. He taught him how to put beats with sounds and how to put the instruments and the voices in, how to edit, how to overlay. Like, he really got in and showed him the grind. And so when he moved to Del Sol Valley, he moved too. At that point in time, almost all of Samuel's family had passed away. And he only has like a aunt, and she is kind of to herself, but they do talk, because he is big on family, even if they are far apart. So he started to make away with a 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom house. And you see me making the master bedroom now. This is the only bedroom that was in the house at first and a bathroom attached to it. So he had wanted to make music and realized, oh my gosh, it's really expensive to go and record a track at the studio in Del Sol Valley, especially if you're looking for somebody to actually produce or write a song for you too, if you can't do it on your own. And so he started to do that service for people, and he was charging 50% of the price that they were charging in bigger studios. And once he made enough money, he added on 2 more bedrooms and a bathroom. So if you're trustworthy, you can sleep on one of the beds there for no extra charge. He'll change the sheets and stuff. You got to figure out your own food because he cooks, but he ain't cooking for you. But that's a good thing though, because you're getting to lay down tracks at the studio. You can catch a nap and he can catch a nap. Y'all can get right back in that studio and minimize how much it costs. So he expanded the house like that. Guys, I am using that music den kit, and you will see me start to just place the stuff kind of anywhere. I really, really like this kit. I didn't think I would. I'm not that simmer who's been asking for bands. I don't need the bands because I kind of like that the sounds will kind of play a little bit in harmony if you put them close together, if they have a really high music skill. So I honestly had no plans to get this kit, but when I saw some of the retro records and things like that, I was like, oh, I really like this. I actually built a music studio, and it wasn't based on the old Motown, but just kind of inspired, and it is on the gallery. That's from a while back, so I may have to upgrade and update that bill. But anyway, back to it. This is a closet in the bathroom. It's an archway you can walk in, and that's the dresser, and just put in stuff with music notes and things around, because again, music is a way of life for him. It's not something he does, it's who he is. It's a big part of who he is. So I am using these shelves from the Dream Home Decorator kit that Lyra Gamer gifted me a while back. I love this pack, and so I'm gonna use it in everyday clutter kit to clutter up these shelves. But anyway, Samuel met Ellis like this, guys. Ellis was trying to do a recording of himself. It wasn't really music, it was more to show off his acting skills, but he definitely did a little singing in it. But he didn't have the skill set he needed for the studio time to even edit the video and stuff. And somebody told him, like, hey, you need to get Sam. Sam is the guy you need to talk to. And that's how Ellis and Sam met. Now, it became apparent to Sam that Ellis has some things going on. He sees a lot of people on hard times in Del Sol Valley because being an aspiring actor or songstress or singer it's not always easy, and some people don't really want to embrace getting a everyday job until they make it. If they make it, some people don't want to address the fact that a lot of people never make it. And so he could read that in Ellis. Yeah, you see, I really like the modern guitars and violins that this kit brings. Now they do have some retro looking ones too. And of course, y'all, Sam has a retro guitar that he uses for his, like, he carries it around. That's what he takes with him everywhere. But he has those upgraded electric guitars as well. This is the bedroom where Ellis sleeps right here. You see, it's a nice sized bedroom. And when I finish decorating it, you may kind of understand why Nara thinks this is a master bedroom, even though maybe she should know. Maybe she's not asking the right questions, and that's a big possibility. And we'll talk about why when we get into episode 1 of this season, because definitely there are things that should be red flags to her that are, but she's not willing to face them. It's one thing when you can't see red flags, it's another one when you can see them, but you're just not ready to ask the questions that you need to ask. So yeah, we'll say that for episode 1, but eventually Ellis was coming around a lot every time he could scrape the money together to come to the studio. And so Sam eventually asked him, did he want to be his roommate? Now, that said, Ellis notices some odd things about Sam, but he does think that it's safe for him to be in his home. He does think that he really needs to help, and he does admire Sam admires Ellis's ambition, and ultimately that's something he respects because he's been on his grind a long time. So let's go back to Sam the actor. This is who Nara's been talking to. They actually met in person when she was in Del Sol Valley studying some different restaurants here so that she could see the best way to grow her restaurant that she is operating in Tamarain. So they actually met in person. So their 90-day journey did not start online, but of course, with the distance, to keep the relationship fresh and going and to really build it, they did resort to a lot of online things. Of course, they chat online, they video chat, they do whatever they can to stay in touch. And Nara really likes Sam, but she does feel like there is a part of him that she can't get close to. And there's a part of her that is only going to try so much because she has learned a lot in love. And we'll get into that stuff in episode 1 too. Y'all know that's usually when it's a lot of exposition. So anyway, Ellis, on the other hand, he has things because he is so ambitious and focused, and he's had some heartbreak, not enough to say I'm never trying again, but enough to say, hey, maybe I should just focus on my career and grinding. And so as a result, he'll date sometimes, or sometimes if he's lonely, just for companionship or woo for a little while, but he hasn't looked for anything serious in a while because he's not letting himself allow himself to want to settle, even though at heart he's a family man. Samuel is all about Samuel at this point in time. If it's not advancing his career, it's not something that he's that into. So let's get to our walkthrough. You can see us panning around the house. I really like that you can see certain things through the window. I did put some window treatments or curtains on some of the windows. So this is back at the front. This is our music studio. I did use the sign from Businesses Hobbies. That glowing sign on the right was actually from the new music den kit. So as you come in, you can see Ellis and Sam standing here. We did tell them to be still so they wouldn't be walking all around the cinematic camera view. You come through here and you can see where you've got your music stands and you've got microphones coming out. That is a card table, by the way, because people just decompress while they're recording. You saw our living room, and then this is our kitchen. I was heavy on the blues and whites in here, but I didn't feel like trying to figure out what color scheme would work. But most of the house is done in a lot of blues, yellows, and grays, the flooring being gray. And we did make sure in the music studio that we put carpet because, honey, honey. You don't want those acoustics bouncing around. And then if you come on out, this is the second bathroom that was on the add-on part of the house. You come out through here. We're back to the card table. This is the first guest bedroom. And yes, there was paintings on the floor. Ellis used to paint a little. He never got great at it, but I don't know. He didn't think so. But honey, that lady looks good in that painting, doesn't she? So coming back out here, I did use some stuff from the mudroom kit in the front room. This is our master bedroom in greens and blues. I think it works really well together. Coming in here is our master bathroom. And we've got a shower tub combo. To the right, if you go to the left, this is our little closet here. He's not really materialistic. He really keeps it simple. Samuel does the way he dresses. Ellis tries to be put together and looking 100 all the time, guys. I really like the feel. And I did do cutouts on the side of the archway into the kitchen, looking at this plush carpet from, I think that was from the pastel pop kit. So guys, as we go out for our walkthrough, I hope you enjoyed this speed build. And until next time, remember, keep simming, be happy, and always have a blessed day. Bye bye.